The seer who was until moments ago in the ICU is actually being taken out on a wheelchair and is going to be produced in court. So, a seer who was arrested 6 days after an FIR was launched against him for allegedly raping 2 minor girls, complained of chest pain, was taken to the hospital. The Sessions Court demanded medical records, questioned the police as to why the court was not intimated about his health condition. Medical records were submitted before the Sessions Court, but the court said that the medical records submitted were unsatisfactory. The court is not satisfied with the medical records that have been submitted and therefore have demanded the seer to be produced in person in the court, which is what is going to happen right now. So those are live pictures that we are getting to you of the rape accused Lingayat seer, who until moments ago was in the ICU, is now being taken out on a wheelchair and moved to the court, because the Sessions Court has taken a stern view of the fact that the court was not intimated, and the Sessions Court has found the medical records submitted by the Karnataka police unsatisfactory. Shrija joins us with the very latest. So Shrija, very interesting details that you're reporting, that the police actually submitted medical documents of the seer, but the court was not satisfied with those medical documents that were submitted. Now, this raises several questions on whether his illness is even genuine.
Well, that's right. In fact, firstly, we must remember that, after this late night, the dramatic arrest that was made by the Chitradurga police magistrate and sent to 14-day judicial custody. It was early this morning that the seer had developed health complications. He was moved to the district hospital here in Chitradurga. Now, the doctors examining him, where he did complain chest pain, we understand especially two teams of doctors were summoned from the nearby district in Davangere. Now, they have arrived, they assessed his condition, and we also had a surgeon and as well as a DHO confirming the fact that the seer has cardiac issues. At the same time, we understand that the Chitradurga police, now they moved the court, they went to the court seeking police custody. So it was at that very time, we understand, the judge had asked the prison officials, to produce Seer Shivamurthy Sharanaru at the court at 3 p.m. before the court. So it was at that point in time where the jailer had informed the court saying that he has developed serious health conditions and that he is undergoing treatment at the district hospital. The court questioned the whereabouts of the seer with the prison police, and also the court hit out at the police for not intimating the court before the seer was shifted to the hospital. Now, even though a choice was given, especially to the police and the jailer, to provide a medical report or to produce him physically, they had produced the medical report. However, it turns out that the medical report was not satisfactory. And so the judge has asked the officials, that is the Karnataka police, now to produce him before the court physically. He's already been moved. The seer has been moved from the ICU ward in a wheelchair. He's been taken in a police van and will be produced in the court in a short while from now.
Let's just put this in perspective, Shrija. The seer was taken to the Chitradurga jail for a few hours before he complained of this purported chest pain, after which he was taken to the Chitradurga district hospital, then moved to the ICU ward. Then you reported that he is actually going to be taken to a hospital in Bengaluru for further treatment. It was only after the court intervened, saying that they are not happy or not satisfied with the medical documents that have been produced, that he has actually been summoned and now being taken to court. So, there are many questions at the moment that the Karnataka police needs to answer. Is he enjoying the patronage of the state?
Well, that's the question that's been asked, especially in the last 6 days, because the first thing what we did, of course, see was, the lapses. Because the first, of course, what we went on to see is when the FIR was registered on the August 26th. Now, clearly, 6 days later, this particular arrest was made. Now, very discreetly, he was arrested, taken into custody. He was first taken to an undisclosed location. We could go on to see the kind of security, the tight security, especially the police officials were giving this particular the Lingayat Seer, the pontiff of Murugha Mutt in Chitradurga. And after which, even when he was taken to the district hospital for treatment, we went on to see over 100 police personnel. They had formed a human chain, ensuring that, he does not really come, in the public glare, because he's been taken to a hospital, and so you can see that he's at the center of, controversy. So these are certain things, how the police since late last night have been acting. They've been providing him tight security. Under their security, we understand they, of course, went ahead and also sought a police custody, to which the judge has now asked the police, the Karnataka police, to produce him physically. So we will hear from short while from now in the court what really, is going to happen, whether they're going to provide the police, the Chitradurga, with the police custody or not, or, a decision will be taken later, whether can he be shifted out of Chitradurga to Bengaluru, Jayadeva
But
Hospital.
Shrija, surely if the court is not satisfied with the medical documents and the Sessions Court, after examining the medical documents, thinks that the seer is fit enough to be produced in court and has summoned him, and he's been taken from the ICU straight to the court, I mean, there are several questions that the police and the doctors treating him really need to answer. Is there anything actually wrong with him, or is this just all a farce?
Well, a lot of people, especially the public themselves, we continue to see the public outrage, because even though he's been taken into custody, it's not like that he's been, just like any other common man or any other perpetrator would be made to, go through these charges, or in terms of being sent to jail. But as far as this particular seer is concerned, of course, he's a very prominent one. At the same time, we understand, on the other hand, you have the police giving that the kind of treatment. Of course, the preferential treatment is very, very evident at the moment, because you have had, the police taking him to the hospital, and then he's been taken to the ICU, and then he's been taken out of the ICU in a wheelchair to the court. So definitely we can question quite a lot in terms of the lapses in the police. If the police is trying to, shield this particular accused, or if at all, like several of the public, pointed out, saying that there are parents of these children who were in the mud, claiming that they're trying to water down the charges, or they're trying to pressure the victims to withdraw the case. So these could be certain tactics right now being deployed by the police. But again, it's too premature to comment, even before, the court really comments on this, passes remarks on it, because without seeing, seeing this particular person, that is the accused here, who's also the pontiff of Murugha Mutt in Chitradurga, Dr. Shivamurthy Sharanaru. So she will, in fact, the judge will, of course, go through the medical report, and she will also put in a certain questions in terms of the seer is also concerned. Depending on that, we understand the police custody will be granted.